Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Matthew. Today I'm going to be talking about the question, is it actually worth it to replace your Xbox One HDD, or also known as hard drive, with an SSD, or also known as solid state drive? Now, as you see, this is a Samsung one, so I've heard they're a lot more higher quality, but I'm just going to give out the quick answer, and it really depends on your console state, your hardware, and the HDD itself in your Xbox One. So stay around in this video because I'm going to explain to you how you can find out if it's actually going to profit you and if it actually will. Now, before we begin the video, I want to say please subscribe. I'm almost at 100. I'm at 94 right now when I'm filming this. And I'm trying to race against someone to 1,000. He's at 250. So, yeah, can you help me out by help me catch up with him, because you know I'm kind of far behind, but I'm getting there. Alright, now on with the video. Now, before I explain to you which one is better, I gotta give you a little bit of history on my Xbox One. This Xbox One is mine, and it actually feels really light because it does not have a disk drive in it right now because it's broken, and it does not have the hard drive source at all, so it's pretty much just the heat sink and a motherboard. I'm getting around to fixing that, but anyways, this Xbox One was bought, and I believe 2013 when it was made. It was bought first hand, I believe. It might have been second hand from a guy named Chris. It was bought. A guy named Chris bought it, okay? I believe it was first hand. He bought it brand new. I might be wrong. But anyways, he had a gaming PC, so we really didn't ever play it at all. In 2019, it was gifted to his nephew, Ian. Now, Ian played it for maybe until maybe 2021, 2022. And then his power brick completely went in smoke. So for like a year or 2 years, it just sat until Christmas of 2023, which was gifted to me. Thank you, Ian. If you guys made it this far in the video, please just put down in the comments, thank you, Ian, just as something fun. But in other words, the point I'm getting at is my Xbox was barely played. This is just a little thing I made. Now I didn't do any research on this, so don't think I'm precise, accurate, but this is just an estimate so you can understand. This is how much speed power the hard drive has that was originally in the console. This is how much speed power the SSD had. Now, like I said, I didn't actually do a really strict down search. I just know the SSD is a ton faster. So I know my SSD was in my computer and my hard drive was in my Xbox. So I swapped them thinking I want to see how fast the Xbox can get. Now, I was really disappointed to find that I did not get any speed difference, and I'll explain why. This new line, you see the green one, is how fast the Xbox One processor can process. So my hard drive was actually maxing out the Xbox One processor. So that's why when I put the SSD in, there was literally no time difference. That's because I needed a processor that could take advantage of the big process speed, the big information feed speed. You see, I added a fourth graph in there saying PC. So what happened was when the SSD was in the PC and the hard drive was in the Xbox, and I swapped it around so the SSD was in the Xbox and the hard drive was in the PC, it made my Xbox no difference because the processor didn't need any more speed feed. It couldn't take any more, so it just made it the same as the hard drive. But the PC slowed so down because of the reason why the PC slowed really down is because the hard drive only allowed it to have about this much to the left speed instead of this much. So that's why it's really slow. My PC's a lot slower because in order for the hard drive to make a difference, or SSD to make a difference in the Xbox, your hard drive has to be lower than the Xbox processor. So if the HDD had a lot of hours on it and was only this good, then replacing it, of course, is going to do better with a brand new one. But no, if you replace the hard drive, if you replace it with an SSD, you're probably not going to get any faster than the original hard drive. You're just going to get the same. Now, I've heard that these SSDs do last longer. That's not any research I've done. I've just heard that they last longer, because I don't know why. So that's something to consider. Also, from my personal experience, what I've noticed is that if I fill up the hard drive to about 50%, and if I fill it up any further, the console actually kind of bogs down. Okay, it takes a little bit longer to load everything with it filled up over 50%. Well, the SSD, I have that filled up to about 70%, and it's just as fast as if it only had like a small game on it. Now, I just want to say again, I didn't really put a lot of research into this. All I know is from my personal experience. I have worked on these things for like 2 years now. So that's all I found from my personal experience. I could be wrong, some errors. If you find something that I'm wrong with, could you please let me know in the comments, and I'll definitely like change things around if needed, because that's just how I see it. That's just how I see it. And hopefully this helps you out. This little graph that I made helps you understand. Now, so me, I didn't get like any difference at all, because like I said earlier, it was barely played. Now, people that put hard drives and SSDs in their Xbox and say, hey man, it's fast, it's crazy, they say they have around 36,000 hours on their hard drive. My hard drive only had 6,000 last I checked. We don't usually play it much, so it only had like 6,000. It's at like 90-something% health. It's like, I can't believe it. I was so fortunate when I got my Xbox how healthy it was. Now, also, I've noticed that a lot of people do videos where they take like the Xbox One X or the Xbox One S, they put an SSD in it, and they say we're going to compare the speed, and then use an original Xbox One to compare the speed and try to show how fast the SSD is. Don't trust those videos. The Xbox One S and Xbox One X are so much faster by the default. Their overclock is so higher. The Xbox One X is about, I believe it's twice as strong as the Xbox One. So don't believe those videos, because the Xbox One S and Xbox One X are already so much faster by default. If you want to see speed time of just an SSD versus HDD, I can't really give you one, sorry. Like I said, mine was the same. You have to actually find one that they do it on the same machine, because it varies by machine as well. So thank you for watching this video if you made it to the end. Hopefully this was helpful. Like I said, if you found any flaw in what I said, please let me know in the comment, because I didn't really go research this like crazy. This is just how I found it to be. This is just my personal preference. So I guess it's only worth it if your Xbox One hard drive is dying. Okay, because my Xbox One hard drive, it's actually right here, is at about 95%. And from boot up, if it's already warmed up, from boot up into Minecraft playing is about 3 minutes. So if you have it where you're like 8 minutes, you might want to see if you can clean it out. And you can plug in your hard drive to your computer, you know. What I like to do is I have a desktop, so I just unplug the disk drive. It has the same port as the Xbox One hard drive, my disk drive does, and I just plug it in. But be warned, do not have your computer on when you plug it in, and do not restart it, because if it does, it will find some sort of error on it and try to fix it, and you're gonna have to factory reset your computer. So only test your hard drive the way I did, by putting it into the computer, if you know you're going to factory reset it, or do not restart your computer or power your computer off with it in it or anything. If you do accidentally do that, it will ask you if you want to do the checkup and press any button 8 seconds. Just press a button so it doesn't do that. But that happened to me. I had to factory reset my Xbox. So yeah, so check your Xbox. If it's down to like maybe 80% or something, has a lot of hours on it, yeah, an SSD wouldn't be bad. I don't know how much these hard drives go for, these hard drives, but I know the Samsung SSD 500 gigabyte, that is like $80 last I checked. Or maybe that was 1 terabyte. Also, note, if you are going to replace your Xbox One hard drive, I tried to use a 128 gigabyte SSD thinking that the OS wasn't that big. It is big. It's about 130 gigabytes somehow for the OS. So do not try to put anything less than 130, and even if you put something 140, that means you can only download Minecraft 5 times. So have like a 500 gigabyte. Also, the Xbox likes the evens like 500, 1 terabyte, 2 terabytes. They seem like they like it better out of my testing experience. So yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say. So thanks for watching. Sorry I couldn't give you straight out yes or no. It really depends on your Xbox situation. Like I said, please subscribe. If you haven't already, just write down in the comments saying thank you, Ian, because he's the one who gave me my Xbox. So yeah, thanks for watching and have a good day.